During this episode, I tried to do some translation of these Russian words. Some of it was successful and some of it not so. I tried this on the side of this capsule, and about the closest I could get was lots of light, or something close to that. Now here the professor says,
"They're astronauts! We're saved!"
But in reality, they are cosmonauts, which is the Russian version, but perhaps the professor didn't know that yet. I can't be sure on the camera angle in this shot, but more than likely this is the aqueduct we see here in the back, as is discussed in the Lagoon Aqueduct study. And I can show you the assumed camera angle. Could never figure out what's up with this copper coffee urn, which is clearly a coffee urn. Here's an example of one I found that's very similar. I assume it was intended to be a piece of equipment on the spaceship since this hose goes out the side. But since he stashed a bottle in there, maybe it's some type of refrigerator. Here's a very distinct microphone boom shadow in the bottom left. I tried to zoom in on some of these equipment labels and translate them. And really the only one I had any luck with was this one up here. This says contrast. Going frame by frame, I'm pretty sure that Ginger's jacket here is a Newmark. I could find nothing on Newmark clothing, although the label looks very authentic rather than something they put together for a prop. If anybody has any idea on Newmark clothing, I would like to hear about it. They did a nice job on this suitcase exploding. I don't see any strings or wires, so I'm not sure how they did it. But I do notice that the clothing that flies up is not the same clothing that comes down. There are several red articles that go up, and only one red article comes down. So somehow they were able to catch the ones going up, wait the amount of time they needed, and then drop more back down. A close look at this pencil Gilligan's using, you can see that here in this frame it's red because it matches his shirt. And then the next close-up shot, it is black. I did some translating on this bottle of alleged vodka. The first thing we notice is that this large label is clearly pasted over the bottle. And also, the word vodka in Russian wouldn't be this. This is what vodka is in Russian. And also, the backward D and backward K are not characters in a Russian alphabet anyhow. And then below that label, these words here translate into table wine. So actually the original bottle wasn't vodka at all, it was wine. And finally, if you look at the pricing at the bottom, you see a 60K and a 4K. That K is for kopeck, which is a fraction of Russian money. And the total being 64 kopeck. By converting it from Russian to American and taking the date into account of this episode, today this bottle of wine would still only cost about $4.75, so it was pretty cheap. Here we can see Ivan holding the bottle with the penciled X, indicating that should be the one with water. However, then they are afraid to let Igor drink from the other one, which should be the real vodka.
Gilligan, there's 3 hours difference between here and Manila.
Well, that's easy to fix. I'll just set my watch ahead 3 hours.
In addition, it's very hard to believe that something that is this important to all of them, they would leave to Gilligan only getting it right on his say-so on his watch. Notice that when the men come to the lagoon in preparation of sailing away with the cosmonauts, we see this big, beautiful pink tropical flower here around this tree trunk. And then a few moments later, when the skipper chases Gilligan into the lagoon, we see the tree trunk, but no pink tropical flowers. Don't forget, the entire 3-disc DVD set of this work is available by visiting the link below. And right now is a good time to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so. Thanks.